All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to week 17 NFL predictions. Now, before we begin, sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather. I am not feeling good right now. My stomach's been not feeling the greatest since yesterday, but I landed back home, so I'm a little. I did not do week 16. I was on vacation, but I'm back home, and now we're gonna get started on Week 17 NFL game picks. But before we do that, last week's record on my pickems and YT on my pickems, I went 13-3 from Week 15, and then from YT, I went 11-5 on my and from Week 15 on my YT series. Before we do all that with the pickems and my game picks, we have some things to discuss. Um, we have our game maps first. So here's your announcers for the Saturday games and tomorrow and Christmas. Iron Eagle will be calling the Chiefs Steelers. Noah Eagle will get the Ravens and Texans. Chargers Patriots will get Chris Rose. Kevin Harlan's going to get the Broncos and Bengals. And the Cardinals and Rams will be Rich Eisen, Kurt Warner. And Seahawks Bears, you already know it's gonna be Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, or no, not Al Chris Collinsworth. It's gonna be Kirk Herbstreit. It's been always Kirk Herbstreit. I'm slow. And then Falcons Commanders, it'll be what's his face, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. And then Lions 49ers, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. All right, beginning with these announcers and your game area. So here's the CBS single window. Most of you are expected to get the Jets and Bills broadcast on Sunday. Some of you may have put the Southeast. We'll get the Panthers and Buccaneers. Barely any of you will get Titans, Jaguars, and then some hidden areas will end up with the Dolphins and Browns. All right, so there you go. And now the Fox early window. Most of you are expected to get Dallas and Philly. Like barely like 2% will end up like barely any their own areas will end up with the Colts and Giants, and some of you will get the Raiders and Saints. And then national televised Packers Vikings. It will be Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady on the call for that. That's it for our maps this week. I do not know the Week 18 schedule yet. We will probably have to wait and see what the all whatever happens with the predictions and stuff, but it could be wild. But to begin, we now are going to do our playoff clinching scenarios for Week 17. As you know, for Week 16, I believe there was a couple teams eliminated. I think I can check from Week 16. Oh man, hold on. Let me double check. So the Eagles did not clinch. The Commanders did not clinch. The Packers were winning in, and they did it against the Saints. The Chiefs did not clinch their first round bye, even though they won. The Bills still won barely against the Patriots. The Steelers did not win. The Broncos did not win. The Chargers did win, but they did not get the help they needed. And the Ravens won, so they got their spot. So only the Packers and I believe the Ravens punched their ticket that week. And then from week 16, the Saints were eliminated. Dallas was eliminated because Washington won. The Cardinals were eliminated. Yeah, so I did not watch the Panthers Cardinals game. I didn't care about that one that week because I was with family and friends. I saw the final moment of it and we won. Chuba Hubbard's insane. Bryce Young, let's go. But yeah, Cardinals got knocked out because the Rams won against the who did they? I know they beat it. I believe. No, no. So they beat the Jets and the Cardinals lost in overtime. They got knocked out, and then the Niners were eliminated regardless. They lost, and then I believe Seattle did no. So the Rams did end up winning. So the Niners were out from playoff contention. Goodbye. And then for the AFC, I believe all these teams are still alive. The Colts survived another week. They won. The Bengals won, and the Dolphins won. So they're all still mathematically alive. They need to still win for week 18. But now I've been yipping and yapping. We need to get to week number 17 first. So let's double check. Okay. Lions get the NFC North, the first round bye, and a home field advantage. They need to have Minnesota lose to Green Bay, which is very doable. It can work. And then the Lions have to win on Monday night, and they'll lock it up. If the Vikings somehow upset the Packers, then I want to be shocked. But we're gonna have this likely being Sunday Night Football, but we will wait and see. The Eagles, they are winning in, and then if the Commanders lose to the Falcons somehow, you know. So the Rams, they can clinch the NFC West. They need to have Seattle lose, which they play, I believe, the Bears, and the Rams are winning in with and the Seattle loss. So they gotta do their part. We'll find out by that on Thursday, I believe, if Seattle does lose, and then we'll have to wait until Saturday. Falcons, they can clinch the NFC South, and honestly, in my opinion, they do not deserve to be in the playoffs. But they need to win, and the Panthers need to upset Tampa Bay. I just hope we can lose, and then Tampa Bay can beat the Saints, and then we just upset the Falcons. That'd be so good. And then the Commanders are winning in, or unless if Tampa Bay loses. The Chiefs are winning in for the first round bye and home field advantage, or they can get a Bills loss, which they play the Jets. So the Chiefs, if they do their job against Pittsburgh on Wednesday, they get that. The Chargers, if they win against the Patriots, they do get their spot. And if the Broncos win, they get their spot, or you can have this scenario happen. Bucks are eliminated if this happens. Seahawks are eliminated if this happens. And then the AFC, all these teams can be out. If the Colts somehow lose to the Giants, or if this happens, Dolphins are out with the loss and that. And then if this, you know what happens. All right. It'd be crazy if the Bengals got in. All right, that's it. Now we're gonna get into our pickems. I'm slow. Sorry, it's already about to be 8 minutes. But here we go. My pickems for this week is Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Seattle, the Chargers, Cincinnati, Los Angeles Rams, Buffalo, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Cleveland, Green Bay, Washington, and Detroit. These are my pickems for this week, and you guys got that? All right. I'm just gonna do the picks quickly this time. It's getting late, and I need to edit this and get things rock and rolling. And I'll hopefully have this video uploaded on Christmas Day. It's still Christmas Eve, late at night. I don't feel great, but I'm just gonna go fast this week and react and all that next week. But Chiefs Steelers. I have the Chiefs barely squeaking another win to go to 15-1, to win 24-23, sadly on the road. I just hope Steelers win though, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but we'll have to wait and see. But I have the Chiefs winning 24-23. Next up we have is the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. The Ravens do their job easily. I think they lock in and just basically control the whole game. They will win 30-20 on the road against Houston, and yeah, the Ravens do their part and win. And now getting into the Thursday Night Football game, Seahawks Bears. The Bears, Caleb Williams has been really, I think the only Bear really doing his job. He hasn't thrown an interception, I believe, since week's number 6, I believe. So Caleb Williams has not thrown an interception since the Jacksonville game. But he's been red hot. He's just been He's been doing better. Still learning, obviously, but yeah. But I do not see the Bears winning this week. They're just full tank mode at this point. In a disaster season, they're gonna need a new head coach. I don't think Thomas Brown's the answer. He's just been getting spanked and spanked and spanked ever since Eberflus has been fired. And don't get me wrong, Eberflus deserved to be fired, but Thomas Brown has been terrible, even worse. It feels like ever since that game, they've just been getting blown out, blown out, blown out, and maybe it's another close game, but this could be a blowout. But we'll see what happens. I have the Seahawks winning 27-23. And now on to the Saturday games. We have the Chargers and Patriots. Boring game, but the Chargers get it done, and I believe with that they will clinch a playoff spot, leaving I believe only one spot remaining by winning 20-9 against the Patriots. And then the Broncos and Bengals. This is a big playoff implication game on the line. So if the Bengals end up winning, then this could be interesting, which I think that happens. I think the Bengals end up winning and they keep their playoff hopes alive for at least another week and down to the wire. I have them winning 30-27, and Broncos could be in jeopardy for their playoff spot to be stolen and being eliminated. But now, and then the final Saturday game, Cardinals-Rams. I have the Rams winning by a final score of 30-17 in a game, and the Rams will, I don't know if they will clinch this week. We'll have to wait and see. But Seattle, I believe, if that happens, I believe, let's say Seattle wins. Yeah, I think the Rams will win the division. But unless if all the tiebreakers are set, I don't have a clue. But yeah, I have the final score for Rams Cardinals, and I think if that happens, I think they win the NFC West. But we'll see. We have the Jets and Bills next, the first Sunday game. A lot of these afternoon windows are going to be bad, so brace yourself. But the Bills, I have them winning at home easily, 32-13 at this point. And I think the Bills, if the Steelers win and if Buffalo wins, I think they still have a chance to get the number one seed because they beat the Chiefs earlier. And if the Broncos end up upsetting them and then the Bills beat New England, they will get the number one seed. But we'll have to wait and see what happens for now. But yeah, they need to have help on the Steelers this week if they want to still have a chance at the number one seed. But Chiefs win that, like I said, and then the Buffalo Bills will win their game as well. The next game we have is the Las Vegas Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. This can go either way, really. It's going to be like a tank battle game, so brace yourself. 16-14 Saints, keeping it simple. Low scoring game. And now the Colts and Giants, I'm not going to really talk much about this either. The Colts will, I think they'll keep their playoff hopes alive for one more game, but I don't think they're going to make it. But 27-7 is going to be the final score on that one. Colts Giants, and then the Cowboys and Eagles. This could actually be a close game, but I see the Eagles getting a win. If Jalen Hurts is playing, I think they'll win. But I don't know if they'll beat the Cowboys without Hurts. I don't know, but we don't know if he's playing yet. I think, and Kenny Pickett's also hurt, so I don't know who's going to be their quarterback right now at this exact moment for the Philadelphia Eagles at this time. But I believe Hurts will probably be back in time for the playoffs for sure. But both starting QBs are hurt at the moment, with Hurts being in concussion protocol, and Kenny Pickett is also dealing with a rib injury. So hopefully that's all settled real soon. And then I think their third stringer is Tanner McKee. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I don't know. I'm assuming Jalen Hurts is active, but I don't know yet. Okay, Buccaneers, Panthers. I have their season still being alive for now. I have the Bucs winning 29-20. No, not 28-20. 29-20. And that means That means I have the Commanders over the Falcons. I'll get into that in a minute, but but the Buccaneers will beat the Panthers and sweep the season series. Shoot, excuse me. Um, and then they'll keep their playoff hopes alive. They need to do one more part, and they'll likely clinch a spot. And then the Falcons oh no, that's later. Excuse me, I'm slow. And then the final 1 o'clock game or early afternoon game, Titans Jags. I can care less about this one. This is tank battle yet again. I actually have this ending in a tie. Likely that's 0.2% that's gonna happen. But this game will end in a tie. I don't know who's gonna win. Both of these teams suck, and they're clearly tanky. And at this point, luckily both coaches could get fired. I know Doug Peterson's the more likely one to get fired, but I don't know about Brian Callahan. He deserves to be out as well. But now we're gonna get into the late afternoon window games. We only have two, but the Dolphins and Browns. I'm not hopeful for Tua in this in the cold in Cleveland. I think the Browns win 21-16, ending the Dolphins season officially if that happens. But the Dolphins need to win if they want to keep their season alive, have a little chance to get into the playoffs. But yeah, I don't think the Dolphins are going to beat Cleveland in this one. I think the Browns will get an upset at home and end the Dolphins season. And then the Packers and Vikings, Green Bay wins and gets an upset to win 34-33. And then the Sunday Night Football game, Commanders and Falcons in Washington. Commanders went 27-16, and the Falcons would still be alive, but they need to have help. And then the Lions and the 49ers, which I have it ending up being 34-26. So that's it for my week 17 predictions. I'm not sure what the week 18 schedule is looking like at this time, what the times and all that, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But mainly you want to keep your eyes on the 7th spot, because these two teams, if that happens, they would still be alive. If the Broncos win, they get their spot. If the Chiefs lose, Jags win, for example, and the Steelers win, the Broncos would still end up with the 7th seed. But if the Colts win against the Jaguars, that's odd. I thought they would clinch a spot. Did I do something wrong? No, I guess I didn't. I don't know. Oh, because they don't have the tiebreaker. So they have to rely on the Chargers. But if the wait a minute, hold on, I'm slow. I'm really slow. I know I'm yapping and yapping. This video's are over. But I think they have to rely on the Chargers because the Broncos can't. Oh man, hold on. I'm slow. So if Denver loses to the oh man. Let me figure this out. I think the Colts have to rely on the Chargers. I don't know, but if the I don't know at all, but I think it's glitch. I don't know, but I think the Colts are basically eliminated. But if the Bengals win, they'll get that and then they need to have the okay, so that makes sense. They need to have Cincinnati win. But if Jacksonville were to lose that game or win that game against the Colts, the Bengals will get that spot. Okay, so now this makes sense. Because if the Steelers win and the Colts win, they'll get the playoff spot, right? I don't know. They need to have Cincinnati win and the Colts win and the Chiefs win. They'll get that. The Colts will somehow get into the playoffs when they're not even a playoff team. But if the Jags were to win, the Bengals will get that spot, which I don't know, man. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and Merry Christmas. Jesus loves you, my friends. And I will see you guys for week 18 and I think next week. Have a great Christmas, everyone.